Merry Christmas, Queens. It's Viv again, and look what we have here in Dress Up Time Princess. New story, Romeo and Juliet, obviously based off Romeo and Juliet. A Dress Up Time Princess released a new trailer for this. Let's check it out and react to it. Ooh. Oh, there's music here. Oh shoot, I shouldn't play the music because I might get DMCA'd. So yeah, in Romeo and Juliet, there's like the Montagues and the Capulets, and there's a feud. Ooh, wow. Good looking guy. Oh, okay, so it's bringing back the Montagues and Capulet here too. Ooh, brave lady of the Montagues. I'm a lady of the Montagues. Okay. So in the actual Romeo and Juliet, the Romeo is from the Montague. So this time I'm a girl and I play Romy, which is a guy. So it's like a gender bend sort of thing. Okay, so let's enter the story and let's see how accurate this is to the real Romeo and Juliet. I studied it like for 3 years when I was in school, so I think I know quite a lot about it. Let's go to stage 1 and let's enter here. Oh, before you jump into the story, I recommend doing the encounters first so that you can get some clothes from here. Where am I? In a bedroom. It is exquisite and elegant, decorated with fresh flowers and ribbons. Against the walls lies a large bed with velvet curtains. This room evidently belongs to a lady. Uncle brought back a few dessert chefs from Florence. The cherry ice we had in Florence was a delight. I'll bring you there one day. A blonde woman sits opposite of the table. She has a clear and pleasant voice, and it looks like we haven't finished eating our snacks. Florence? Cherry ice? I'm in a storybook again. Oh, you haven't been out lately. Have you heard about the masquerade ball happening tonight? Are you listening, Romy? Hearing that name brings up scattered memories, foreign yet familiar. This is my bedroom, and I was born and raised in Verona. I have parents who love me, close friends, and trustworthy servants. And Romy? The blonde lady seems concerned. I realize I haven't replied. Oh, you mentioned traits and a masquerade, right? Okay, yeah, so this is similar to the real R&J story. Romeo and Juliet met at a masquerade party. My reply just confirms my distraction, and she sighs, shaking her head. Are you still thinking about that terrible man? She grasps my hand, worry on her face. Her touch brings me comfort. I know her. She is one of my closest friends and family as well. Her name is Bologna? That's me. What's wrong? Are you still thinking about that dolt? Wait, Bologna? There's no Bologna in the real Romeo and Juliet. I'm guessing she is similar to Mercutio, who is Romeo's BFF, who ends up dying. Anyway, that's me. What's wrong? Are you still thinking about that dolt? I don't know who she's referring to. I can't recall what happened, but it feels like an embarrassing incident. I remember Romy confessing her feelings to someone and being rejected. His name was Roscoe? I'm fine. I'm not upset anymore. Bologna breathes a sigh of relief and pats my shoulders. Cheer up. There are many good men in Verona. Forget all about that dunce. You must be bored of being cooped up and all. Want to attend that masquerade ball with me? That ball you mentioned earlier? Yeah, it's a rare opportunity. And this time, anyone, no matter what family they're from, can attend. Everyone has to wear a mask to avoid feuding. This time, family? Feud? I have a lot more questions. It sounds vaguely familiar, but I can't piece it together. So, are you interested? No. I mean, I feel like if I pick no, then that's the end of the story, or either she'll try to convince me. You know what? For the memes, let's say no. I just got here. It would be reckless to attend such a huge party. I'd rather stay at home. We can always leave early. There hasn't been a ball this huge in Verona in ages, and guess who'll be there? I hear a crash outside the window, which interrupts Bologna. What's going on? There's a fight outside. Bologna doesn't seem too perturbed. Oh, not again. What's going on? Your family's fighting the Capulets again. This is what she meant about families and feuds earlier. I can use this chance to get a handle on the situation, she was muttering to herself, but I heard her clearly. It sounds like this happened before. This is normal for them? It could be something else. I try to sound as ambiguous as possible. Bologna shuts her eye as exhaustion washes over her face. What else could it be? It's the same two families quarreling over something petty again. Two families? A family feud? I repeat these words to my mind, and suddenly two names click. Montague and Capulet? That's right, I am the daughter of the Montague family. The Montagues have a long-standing feud with the Capulets. These two names jog my memory, but these memories are quite unpleasant. Nothing like the warm ones I've had before. Baseless accusations and reckless brawls, terrified women and crying children, streets soaked with blood. Romy, are you okay? Bologna's words snapped me out of the horrifying memory. She looks quite worried. I'm fine. A group of men are gathered in a street near the building I am in. Bologna, I'll go take a look. Wait here. What are you saying? You're a Montague. You really shouldn't. I'll be back soon. Tell anyone who comes by that I'm taking a stroll in the garden. But I gather up my skirts before she can finish her sentence. She sighs and grabs my arms. If you must go, at least change into something proper. You are a Montague after all. I have no choice but to agree. Oh, well, I already have this here. I got this from encounters. Well, you should be doing encounters anyway. Do multiple encounters. Oh, free dress too. Nice. Okay, so it's a bonus in addition to what I've already got in the encounters. Oh no, I have no background. Okay, so I don't like going in naked, so let me put on a background at least. Yeah. So what's it gonna ask for? Formal, elegant, and R and J. So let's select the formal, elegant, R and J right here. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. And what else? I have these earrings. Oh gosh, I have nothing from here. Oh, let's fluff up my score and just do like formal elegant without the R and J. I've heard of people like passing these stages without any R and J items. I guess that can work too. Let's do shoes. I haven't put on a shoe or a sock yet, huh? And let's do my accessories. I don't have a necklace. I have earrings. I don't have a glove. I don't have a ring. And let's wear this handheld thing. Okay, let us get ready. Ooh, level 1 only. Yikes. I gotta go for this one because it's my level 37. So let's get dressed. Dress up time. Good. Great. I always like hold my breath whenever like it slows down here. Okay. Let us continue. Two servants are standing in the middle, glaring at each other like feral dogs about to tear each other apart. I love the description here. Like the writing here is so really good. Whoever wrote these stories, good job. Come on, you Capulet mutt. I'm not afraid of you. You ruined my shirt, Montague swine. As if I would touch a sloppily made garment. Blame it on the Capulet who stitched it. They're arguing over such a trivial matter? This is insane. Someone suddenly draws a blade. I won't tolerate this any longer. One of us will die here. I swear it on my honor as a humble servant of the Capulets. So be it. I'll crush you and defend Lord Montague's honor. This isn't good. I clap my hands over my mouth. Those terrible memories resurface. Baseless accusations and reckless brows, terrified women and crying streets. This will end in bloodshed. But no one seems to be interested in stopping them. They're all encouraging them instead. Oh, oh gosh, wait. Oh, in the real RNJ, Mercutio dies. No, wait. Let's do this for the memes. I glance at Bologna. She shakes her head as she grasps my hand. There's nothing we can do here, Romy. We'd best go back before the situation grows dire. Move aside. A loud roar sounds and everyone freezes. A well-dressed man surrounded by bodyguards storms through the crowd, glaring at the two servants. It is the face I know. He is often stern, but he has a kind heart. Father, I hear talk of defending Montague honor instead of a gallant soul. All I see is a crowing wastrel. Sir, please, I couldn't stand by as this Capulet lowlife insulted the Montagues. Let's go, Romy. It certainly is a situation we should not be caught in. We're about to sneak away when another commotion occurs. Who is throwing their weight around? Montague? Capulet? Huh, you haven't died yet? Everyone gasps as the Lord Montague sneers. The other man, Lord Capulet, glances back at him coldly. He's not about to back down. I'd cling to the last vestige of my life if it meant watching you go to hell. Don't carry such foolish hopes, Montague. Foolish? This is coming from the cowardly and incompetent Capulet. What blustering words coming from a reckless fool. Do you take me for a coward, Capulet? Do you have the courage to duel me, old man? Where is my sword? Someone bring me my sword. Sir, Lady Montague instructed us to not bring any weapons out. Ha! Looks like the lady knows how incompetent you are with a sword. You... Lord Montague grabs the sword from his servant and brandishes it vigorously. Lord Capulet grins slowly, flattening it into a grim line. You really want to do this, Montague? Got the small talk, Capulet. You've been waiting for this. I suppose this is the only way to end things. This is bad. What can I do? Things have escalated far too quickly. It's hard to watch others suffer in this field, and even worse when my father has chosen to step in. I have to stop him. I can't watch him kill or be killed. Stop! Everyone stop! Aeschylus? Who's he? The crowd parts at this loud exclamation. A frail old man hobbles into view, accompanied by a tall, strapping young man with eyes like a hawk. Prince Aeschylus. Bellona curtsies. I follow her lead. Everyone bows. The two lords sheaths their weapon, bowing their head towards the prince. Rise. Aren't your families tired of this quarrel and bloodshed? How many years has this been? We Montagues pride ourselves in our honor, your highness. Oh my gosh. So they're fighting because of pride. They're so petty. That's so annoying. Ugh. We must end this for the sake of the Montague who have died. Many Capulets have died as well, your royal highness. I've seen it all. Montagues and Capulets, blood and tears. All of Verona, Montagues or Capulets, are like my children. I cannot bear to see my children strike each other down. Prince Aeschylus' words are gentle, yet filled with such deep sorrow. I can't help but be moved by his words. For shame, status, and wealth, is this truly worth it, my children? God sees all you do. We may look like animals to you, but this is an important matter to my family. I will never forgive the Capulets for dishonoring my reverence. I will love it if we could all live in harmony. The Capulets wish for peace, but the Montagues constantly needles us, your highness. Their anger builds, and Lord Capulets and Montagues' hands reach for their swords, ready to fight again. Stop! Paris? Stand aside, Paris. Who are you to stop the duel? Indeed, I do not have the right to interfere with your decisions, but as the prince's sword, I am bound to eradicate the evil that dishonors the prince. Evil? What are you saying? You, child, do not have the right to. Even I can comprehend that this field threatens Verona's peace, and thus is an insult to the kind and benevolent prince. What are you saying, Paris? The prince wishes you to take his words to heart. If you insist on dueling, I'll have no choice but to sully his highness' eyes and freshly drawn blood. Paris draws his sword, and many soldiers emerge from the crowd, surrounding the two swords and their followers. My heart is beating rapidly, and I can't tear my eyes away from the three men. After what seems like an eternity, Lord Capulet sighs and sheathes his swords. Please pardon my impertinence, your highness. As Lord Capulet concedes, Lord Montague grits his teeth and throws his sword to the ground. It's your lucky day. Paris sheaths his own sword, and the soldiers retreat. They're no longer dueling to death. I let out a long sigh of relief. Oh, thank goodness. My legs give out and I collapse. Bellona grabs me, and before I fall to the ground, Are you alright? I hold on to her as I stand up shakily, watching the prince leave. Oh, who's that young man, Paris? He called himself the Prince's Sword. He is the Prince's nephew and the leader of his bodyguards. I see. The Prince, Paris, and the two lords leave the scene. The crowd, however, remains gossiping in the streets. Let's hurry back, Bellona. Oh, okay. So I have completed this story. Hold up. So I'm on stage 2 right now. I think this is the part where I meet my my Juliet. But if you look over at the lantern and go to companions, there is a Lawrence here who I haven't met yet. There's a Julius here, and yeah, these two characters, I guess I'm gonna meet them, and I think they're going to fight for my love. We will see. Looks like stage 2 is a story stage only. Looks like there's no like dress up stage, so let's go in here. Do I get to meet any of my handsome men yet? Let's start the story for 5 stamina. Oh! Looks like there he is. What are you doing here? Surprised I turn and find myself confronted by a large man. You shouldn't be here. It's not safe. I know, but I'm not a child. I can take care of myself. He's just concerned about my well-being, but I lashed out instinctively anyway. Wait, how do I know that? Fighting at the moment you meet, you two never change. Oh, so we know each other? The man lets out a long sigh. He stares at us before sweeping his gaze across the street. Don't hang around here if you know it's dangerous. Let's go. I'll send you home. Look at that smirk. Did you have time gallivanting around? I assume the issue has been settled. Issue? Guff with your cousin. After what I've gone through today, I've completely forgotten about it. I almost forgot who that is. The man eyes me suspiciously. Can't decide if I'm telling the truth. Don't stare at me like that, Lawrence. I'm not lying. Overwhelmed, I blurted out his name as the memories came rushing back to him. Lawrence is the adopted son of the Bishop of Verona and a friend I grew up with. Okay, so this is very similar to the Romeo and Juliet story. There is a Lawrence, I think same spelling too in the real RNJ. Lawrence is the guy that marries Romeo to Juliet. So we'll see what happens here. So you just want to take a stroll? Understandable. But it's really careless of you to show up in that area. I only went because I was worried about my father. Worry about your own safety first. Have you thought about what might happen to you if Capulet's supporters realize who you are? Alright, that's enough. It was my fault. Please stop scolding Romy. Then again, I wouldn't have understood how bad the situation was without witnessing the fight. Relationships between Montagues and Capulets are more tense than I expect. I rack my brain, but I can't remember how this feud began. With so much doubt and unease, I turned to... let's pick Lawrence because he's a friend of the Capulets too, so he should know. I glanced at Lawrence only to find him looking at me too. What is it? How do you know I have a question? Every time you sneak a glance at me, you're up to something. It's not much, really. I saw Father and Lord Capulet almost dueling it out on the streets, and I find their anger a tad ridiculous. Ridiculous? I know I shouldn't describe Father like that, but Verona's strife will never end if we keep making new enemies over old feuds. You're right. People of Verona are stuck in a whirlpool of hate and they can't get out of it. Lawrence sighs heavily. We can't leave things as they are. We need to figure out how to solve the problem at its roots. It's a good idea to have, Romy, but you are viewing it too simply. I know it's difficult, but I don't believe that relations have worsened to the point where there's no room for mediation. Romy, do you remember the fight that happened 200 years ago because of the two lovers who died? Fights in the streets? Words on parchments flicker through my mind, but they are just a blur. Perhaps it has been a while, but I can't remember when I read about it. You mean an incident with Master Montague and Lady Capulet? Perhaps Lord Montague didn't tell Romy the details to protect her. Even I don't know the full details of the incident. What really happened 200 years ago? Really? This is over something 200 years ago? I forgot the things that happened yesterday, and this is like 200 years ago, dude. Back then, Master Montague and Lady Capulet were in love, but Lady Capulet was betrothed to someone else. Wait, is this the real R&J story? Hold up. After their pleas were unheard, they decided to elope, but their plans failed and they killed themselves for love. Oh, yeah, this is the R&J story. So I'm guessing this is in the future? The two lords were devastated by the news and blamed each other for their child's death. There was a lot of fighting involved. The couple only died because they lost all hope, because their families' pedantic and stubborn views. The two lords should reflect on themselves and not hate each other. They were shirking irresponsibly. If everyone knew how to self-reflect, Verona would never fall into such a state. The two aristocratic family already had existing conflicts of interest. The lover's death only served as a fuse to set it all off. Oh, okay. So I think in the real R&J, Romeo and Juliet's death actually caused the feud to stop because both the royal family has their children dead and they lost their pride and joy, so then they stopped fighting to mourn over the suicide because it was the fighting that caused them to kill themselves. Okay, and ever since this feud has become Verona's main source of trouble, is there really no chance of turning things around? I can't say there isn't. Businesses have been booming everywhere in recent years, and Verona is no exception. The Montague and Capulets own many businesses, so having some business relations is a given. Logically speaking, this is a good chance to mitigate the situation and clear up misunderstandings. Yet reality tells us otherwise. The fight have increased recently, and it's not the first time the two lords have come to arms. Why is that? Maybe because Lord pauses and looks up at the sky above. I follow his gaze. I see nothing except a clear blue sky dotted with a few birds. Stop trying. You can't see it. But I can feel an evil presence looming over Verona. Evil presence? I stare at the sky. I can't see any signs of a smoking chimney, much less an evil presence. You mean to say that the cause of this chaos is something we can't see or touch? Is that possible? Lawrence can sense what we can't. There's nothing strange about it at all. He was raised by the bishop and studied in the seminary. He's more attuned to these matters than we are. Are things really that bad? Alright, stop forcing yourself to think about things you're not an expert in. You haven't given me an answer about attending the masquerade. You're going to the Capulets masquerade? Capulets? Are they supposed to be my enemies? Bellona, you never told me it's hosted by the Capulets. Bellona sticks her tongue out at me and takes my hand. I didn't mean to hide it from you. Not for the riots, I would have told you long ago. Don't be afraid. Once you put on a mask, who's gonna recognize you? A host is also friendly to the Montagues, so even if your identity is exposed, he won't make things hard for you. You are talking to the Capulet's eldest son, Julius? Yes, that's him. I have a vague idea of who Julius is, but I can't find any memories relating to him. Romy has only heard of this person, but she doesn't know him. Why is he hosting a masquerade? It's Julius's 20th birthday today. He wants to celebrate with all the youths in the city, but considering the conflict between the two families, he came up with the idea instead. Sounds pretty interesting. What do you think, Romy? Let's attend it together. Bellona's eyes sparkle with anticipation as she invites me again. I look at Lawrence only to find worry in his face. Don't look at me. If it's up to me, I'd rather stay at home and don't go anywhere. That's so me. Lawrence, you're a great person, but you're too careful. Julius is honest and warm. He's very different from his conservative and stubborn father. You already know that. You're still going to the Capulet's residence, and not everyone welcomes Lady Montague there. Romy is smart. She won't expose herself. I'll be there too. What are you afraid of? Lawrence and Bellona bicker over whether I should attend the masquerade. This feels complicated. Bellona and Lawrence gets no closer to the cause of it after a long heated debate. Why not take a chance and understand the situation by going to the Capulet's residence? I take a deep breath and break up the argument between the two of them by announcing my decision. Stop quarreling. I'll decide for myself. I'll attend the Capulet's masquerade. There you have it. Up next in stage 3, that is where the drama begins. All right, everyone, that's all for me. Like and subscribe for more Dress Up Time Princess. I will see y'all next time.